What is our third main topic today?
John, our third main topic comes from Frank. Hey, everyone. I know you guys didn't love the first few episodes of Rings of Power, but I've totally loved it right from the first episode. The world, the tone, the music have all just taken me back to Middle-earth. Anyway, I just read that Amazon has already started production on season 2 of the series. I wasn't aware that they had even given a green light to it yet. Are you surprised to see they're already making season 2?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, Frank. And yeah, listen, my journey, my own personal journey of there and back again with this Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power show has been a twisty and turny one.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did?
Nicely done.
A little bit ups and downs. Yeah, I this is my number one most anticipated show for years. Ever since they announced this show, it has been my number one most anticipated show, maybe ever. I don't know that there's ever been a TV show coming out, a new TV show coming out that I've ever looked forward to as much as this Rings of Power. And it did not start well, Rob. My journey did not start well. I nearly tapped out of the show after the first episode. And it's gotten better. Every episode has gotten better. But like even episode 2, which was an improvement, was still not great. Episode 3, which again was an improvement over episode 2, was still not great. Episode 4 was the first one that I straight out said, okay, that was good. That was good. 5, I really enjoyed. And then 6, I went out of my mind. So like my journey has been a slow start, like the show itself, but I'm to the point right now that I am quite enjoying it. So should we be surprised that before this first season 1 is even ended, they're already in production? They are shooting as we speak, season 2 of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. This comes to us from the folks over at Slash and write the following. They must have done something right with Rings of Power because a crap ton of people tuned in, clocking in 1.3 billion minutes viewed with just the first 2 episodes alone, outperforming heavy hitters like Game of Thrones, spinoff House of the Dragon, and NCIS. It helps that the show is good, actually, but its runaway success and the huge investment from Amazon all but guaranteed we'd be getting a second season. Well, now it's officially real because production just began on the second season in the new Bray Studios just outside of London. They're no longer shooting this thing in New Zealand, which we'll talk about in just a second. That's right, more adorable halflings, nasty orcs, uruks, arrogant yet beautiful elves, smart-ass dwarves, and filthy menfolk are all on the way. So yeah, look, there's a couple of things here to address. Should we be surprised that they're already shooting season 2? No. And I'll tell you why. 5 people could have watched this show. Literally. The people in this office could have been the only people on planet Earth to watch the show. And with the amount of money they invested into getting this, number 1, the rights, and then number 2, what they spent on season 1, there is no way in hell they weren't doing a season 2. So yeah, their numbers have been very good, but that's almost irrelevant. Season 2 was going to happen no matter. Season 3 is not a foregone conclusion, but I mean, season 2, there was never a doubt. With the money they spent on this, there is no way they could justify not doing season 2 and rolling the dice on that. So absolutely no surprise there. But again, Rob, it's the tangibilization.
Sure.
It's good to know that out there they're shooting this next season now. Now, one of the interesting parts about this is that they are now no longer in New Zealand, where Peter Jackson shot the original trilogy. It was home for a lot of the stuff in this first season of Rings of Power. But the economic realities of it is, and the logistic realities of it is, it's just going to be a lot easier for them to make this show back in the UK. It's just going to be a lot simpler. It's going to be less expensive. And from a logistical point of view, it's just going to work a lot better. Plus, I was listening to one of the showrunners who said, Tolkien himself, when he was crafting Middle-earth, his base of reference was England, and the landscapes of England was his base reference for creating that world. So in a sense, it's actually going back to its roots in many ways. And I get that, but there's something pretty cool when as a fan, I can sit back and watch a show and when you can recognize, man, those are the landscapes of New Zealand. I'm sure they're going to do a great job of location shooting and making it feel like we haven't missed a beat.
I hope this doesn't translate to volume stage.
No. There's definitely, they talked about that. There's going to be elements for sure, but they said most of the stuff is going to be shot practically outside. And even a lot of the sets that are being constructed are still outdoor sets and things like that. So it seems to make sense. I'm okay with that. But anyway, Rob, You heard they're already shooting now. They're in production of season 2. Any surprises there? Should we be surprised? Should we not? And what do you think about the move to the UK?
They're going to shoot 5 seasons of the show.
You think that's a foregone conclusion? They're going to do 5 regardless?
No one spends as much money as they spent for the rights of this. And
I don't disagree.
They're doing their 5 seasons. It's going to happen. I mean, as a matter of fact, I don't think that there's even it would come up. Like, well, are we going to get a second season? No, they've probably already planned out. I hope so, because that would mean the writing process should have already been underway. They should know where they're going. I mean, I think one of the real problems with this show, at least for me, was the first couple of episodes. I'm like, what is this show even about? We know, okay, Sauron's coming back, but what are these characters? I still don't know, other than the Harfeets hanging out with a stranger. Like, are they in the show just because they needed hobbits? Like, did they need to concentrate on the Harfoots the way they are? I mean, are they going to come play more of a role in the show? I hope so. That's
actually been one of my more consistent things that I have liked.
Oh, see, I'm like, it's not that I dislike them. I'm like, what purpose do they serve? And you really see in the last episode, you really see these players. I mean, Durin and Elrond are more my speed. I mean, I like their relationship.
They are my favorite element of the show.
Yeah, their relationship, because they're characters. One of the problems that I have with this show is Durin and Elrond feel like characters that I like. I like these because I understand them as people, well, elf and dwarf, but as characters. That's what I think the show missed from the get-go, is that they're these characters. They were more archetypes than they were characters. It's like, okay, these are the Harfeets. Here's badass Galadriel. And it's as the show's moved along, we've got more into the characters of it all. Whereas a show like House of the Dragon is all character, and it's all deep dives into character. But as far as the question, this show's going 5 seasons. It doesn't matter how many people watch it. It's good that people are watching it. I think what's going to be interesting is, will they be consistent in the viewership? Will people drop off, or will they? I think episode 6, even if people were not interested, other people are going to say, "Oh, no, go back and watch episode 6 because it delivers the goods."
Now the question will be, can they follow that up?
That's, I think, for me, John, whether I'm going to be really interested in this show moving forward is how 7 and 8 are going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, as an adaptation, they've thrown Tolkien out the window in terms of timelines and things like that, which is fine because it's an adaptation. I get it. But in terms of characters, I just make it the Durin and Elrond show. I'd watch that. If there was no one else in the show, but the two of them having to deal with changes in Middle-earth, I'm like, I'm in. But 7 and 8 are going to be crucial for me. But that doesn't matter. They're going to make all 5 seasons regardless.
I mean, we've said this before, but 7 and 8, because again, the front end of the show to me was weaker. It's getting stronger.
Yeah.
But I 100% agree. How I'm going to feel, I think how a lot of us are going to feel about a season 2 is going to be completely dependent upon these next 2 episodes. Because if they can follow up strong off episode 6, which I think pretty much everyone agrees was the best episode of the season so far, if they can follow up strong, then they're going to be going in with a lot of momentum into the off season, and will very much look forward. But if it kind of reverts back to like episodes 1 and 2 and feeling like that, and they don't follow up with episode 6, then that's going to feel like a flash that was there and then gone. And I don't know if you're going to have a lot of enthusiasm going into season 2.
No, I mean, you watch with House of the Dragon and Rings of Power, we both know where they're going. We know that there's going to be the Targaryen Civil War, the Dance of the Dragons. We know that's happening. We know that this is leading up to the War of the Ring for the end of the Second Age.
Yeah.
We know that. The real joy of these shows is watching these characters interact. Like the thing about House of the Dragon, I will watch House of the Dragon just because all of the machinations of these characters, I just like watching what they're going to do. Like I never thought I would want to see, how are these kids going to interact next week?
Anyway, guys, question is for you. It's official. Rings of Power is not just greenlit. It's already shooting. They are shooting season 2 for it right now. Does that surprise you? Maybe like us, it doesn't surprise you at all. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Amazon Pharmacy. I don't know about you, but when I need to go to the drugstore, I always seem to wait till the last minute, hoping that they'll be open, or I get stuck in a line, or both. And that's why I love Amazon Pharmacy. Yes, that Amazon. Amazon Pharmacy delivers a better pharmacy experience that delivers directly to your door and works with most insurance plans. Amazon Pharmacy helps you save time, save money, and stay healthy. They have transparent pricing pricing so you know what you'll pay before you pay it. That is clutch. As an added bonus, Prime members can save up to 80% on their prescriptions. And like I mentioned earlier, Amazon Pharmacy works with most insurance plans. And if you ever have any questions or problems, real pharmacists are always available at Amazon Pharmacy, no matter the time of day or night. A pharmacy that works for your life, with meds delivered to your door. It doesn't get any better than that. Switch to Amazon Pharmacy and save time, save money, and stay healthy. Learn more at amazon.com/Campea. That's amazon.com/Campea. Average savings based on usage and Inside RX data as compared to cash prices. Average savings for all generics are 78%, 37% for select brand medications. Restrictions apply.